the read-a-thon commence! Which is what I thought I was gonna do at the beginning of this when I was all hopeful and optimistic. Anyway, then I decided, later I just couldn't do that much reading in one weekend, and I was tired, man. And so anyway, I started with the Night Circus though when I was planning for this to be a 24-hour read-a-thon. Here's me trying to figure out how to get my clock to start, but it wasn't quite working because for some reason when I hit stopwatch, it went to my alarms for the first time. Anyway, I decided to start with the Night Circus, which I'd already been working on for quite a while. The Night Circus is about a circus that shows up at night. I was about 140 pages into this when I started reading this. Okay, just ignore my face. I'm gonna switch books. I'm gonna switch books, and it's very funny. I'm 52 pages. I'm 52 minutes into the read-a-thon, right? I just don't care. I'm almost 200 pages into this book, and I just don't care right now. I just don't care right now, alright? The question is, what am I gonna read? I made a bagel. Don't question how I'm eating that bagel. Don't look at the bites, okay? And now it's like, if I don't want to read The Night Circus, what do I want to read? We have the books that I'm supposed to be reading per my TBR, but I don't really want any of them. We have the other books that I'm supposed to be reading per me pulling stuff out of the TBR jar, which I also don't really want to read. So then what's next? We have this bookshelf, which I have not read any of. This is all in different languages. And by different languages, I mean just German and Japanese. So we're not doing that. I don't think I want to do a graphic novel or a manga this early, which rules out those. Dead Astronauts feels like it's going to take up too much brain power. So I don't want that. Same thing with the Hemingway and whatever. If you thought, you're wrong. I don't want that. Okay. And then over here we have, other books, obviously. But I don't think I want that either. Maybe the Foundry side, but I don't know, Because I want at least one book I can feasibly finish that's a decent size in this 24-hour read-a-thon. Which you would think most books are feasible to finish because it's 24 hours. I'm very slow, okay? It took me 50 minutes and I just read 20 pages. So, yeah. Let's see, what was over here? Nothing of that looks interesting. Okay, this shelf, nah. Down here, we have a piece of trash. Throw that away. Also no. And then over here, I kind of want this, but that's literally just because one of the booktubers I watch just read it and was sobbing. But I don't think I actually really want it. Okay, and then up here, oh dear. Okay, there's some library books up there, and I don't think I really want one just because I want to finish a book on my TBR, my physical TBR. Okay, the next shelf. I could continue Children of Blood and Bone. I started Children of Blood and Blood on audio. How far would I be if I physically was reading it? I would be 20 pages in. I don't think I care enough, though, to read it. So, this is the problem we're currently having. Oh, no, I can't get it back in. Okay, hang on. Wait, hang on. Ah! Okay, whatever. I'm not reading Don Quixote. I almost could do Liza Locke-Lamora, but I don't think I'm just really indecisive. That's what's happening right now. No. No. Welcome to my bookshelves. This is a bookshelf tour, basically. At this rate. The challenge with this one is, if I wanted some of them, it's how am I getting this off of this shelf? Okay, up there, I kind of Ship of Magic, but I'm not finishing Ship of Magic if I go for Ship of Magic. And the rest are no. Again, I kind of want the Lord of the Rings, but I want to read The Hobbit first, and I don't want to read The Hobbit right now. Okay, I kind of want to read The Hobbit right now, but not like a lot. I don't know, man. Nah. Well, guess what, guys? We've looked at all of my unread books. So what do we do? You know? What to do? Do I have to read? No. I want to read, but what do I... Like, none... I want... epicness characters vibes. Like, I want kind of found family. I almost wish there was a series that I was in the middle of that I cared about that I could just read the next book in. But I don't have any other than some manga. But I don't really want a manga right now. So, like, what to do, you know? I mean, I suppose technically Well of Ascension's a series in which I care about a character, but I don't know if I care that much. Okay, maybe I read a couple different books, and then I choose whichever one sticks. It's a terrible camera angle. Nah, whatever. Have like 14 pages left in the Pearl. I've hit 4 hours and I think I'm gonna go to bed, which feels really stupid because I only have 14 pages left, but I think I'm gonna take a nap. It's 9 p.m. It's almost 10, and I usually go to bed. Half the time anymore, I go to bed at like 8. So I'm up past my bedtime, obviously. So I think I'm going to eat a little bit of cereal. A late night snack. I didn't really eat dinner, so it's fine. And go to bed and finish the Pearl in the morning. I did finish another book, but I only had what would have probably been like 20 pages left. Because I finished up Young Apostles, which is a illustrated novel. Well, there's also a physical copy, but I don't have a physical copy, but it's for free on Webtoon. And so I read that. I finished that up, and that was really cute. And yeah, I'm almost done with the Pearl. It's really good so far. It's a lot to read at 9:45 p.m., which I know, that's not that late for most people. I'm a grandma. The sleep deprivation is kicking in, and I have not even deprived of sleep. It's just late. We'll see how I feel tomorrow. Okay, so next morning it is 7:26. I've been reading for 4 hours and 53 minutes. I finished The Pearl by John Steinbeck. This was really good. I have a hard time describing it because you can't say anything about what the book's about, I feel like, because it's so short. It's only 90 pages. I feel like you can't say anything about what it's about without spoiling it. And then there's not really much else to talk about other than what happens in the book. And I feel like even talking about the themes of the book would spoil the book. So there's that. Thought it was good. I want to read more Steinbeck, but I already knew that anyway. I also read a little bit of Naruto, the volumes 64 through 66. This is War Arc. Low-key, I'm losing the oomph because I don't care about the fighting, and that's all we've been doing for 10 volumes, which, in their defense, it is a war, but I don't care. So, there's that. And then next, I'm going to pick up I Am the Messenger by Marcus Zusak. This is, I believe, about a cab driver who gets roped into I think, from what I remember from the synopsis, he gets roped into like delivering playing cards to different people. This is the plan. We're gonna try to get more time on the clock and get closer to the 24-hour mark. Yeah, which is what I thought I was going to do. And then I got really, really tired of reading, and I didn't know what else I was supposed to read. I read a little bit of The Wager, but that wasn't really working. So then I decided, let's just read and write. Okay, so I have quite, or we, I should say we have quite a couple updates for you. First of all I've changed the objective. So instead of just doing a read-a-thon, we're going to make it a lit-a-thon. I already started this yesterday. Where I started just writing in a notebook. Don't read that. You don't need to read that. And it's 11 o'clock today. And let's see, how much time do I have on my timer? Okay. I'm 7 hours and 13 minutes in. I'm going to try to get to 12 hours, and I have to get to it by the end of today because I work tomorrow. Azzy, you have to do that right now? Okay, thank you. The culprit. Hey. Hi. What are you doing? Oh, there she goes. She's got a treat. Okay, anyway, I'm going to continue. I'm going to transcribe the writing up onto my document, my Google Docs with the rest of the first draft that's on there already. Oh, and then a couple reading updates. One, I decided to not continue this for the portion of the reading portion of the read-a-thon, purely because there's a lot of swearing, one, which I can be okay with depending on the type of book or whatever. And then two, it's just darker than I thought, so I don't want to read it all in one go. I'm considering DNFing, but we'll see how it goes. If it wasn't Marcus Zusak, I probably would DNF, but I feel like he's going somewhere with this, so I want to at least see where this is going. And then, do I have it with me? I don't. Okay, whatever. I started The Wager, the nonfiction about the ship that sank, or a ship that sank. The one ship, only one ship in all of eternity. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to continue writing, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah. Okay, and after all that transcribing, I ended up starting to work on handwriting some of my book series. And then after that, I switched to reading some of Consider the Lilies, and I ended up finishing this book. This is a Christian nonfiction about anxiety. I just hit 10 hours and almost 10 minutes, and I switched from writing to finishing off a book called Consider the Lilies by Johnny Artavanis. This is a book I've been reading with a friend from church. It is on anxiety and dealing with that in Christ. And yeah, it's finished now. And then I'm going to go back to writing. I'm going to type up what I just wrote down physically. And then I think I'm going to just finish off by reading something else. I don't know what yet, but we'll figure it out as we get there. Okay, no, wait, I have to get my phone. I dropped it on the ground. Oh, hi. Okay, I just hit 12 hours on the clock. I ended up finishing out my time by reading some pages, there goes the bookmark, of Naruto. I'm on volume 65, specifically in the omnibus. And then I wrote some more in Project Cyber Magic. In the end, let's see here. Let's finish up counting everything. It means for the entire 12-hour lit-a-thon, as I guess I'm calling it, I finished 2 books. I almost killed my dog. There's 2 books. Finished The Pearl by John Steinbeck. and I guess I finished 3 books. Consider the Lilies, and I finished Young Apostles. I read a total of 455 pages, and my total word count was 1,368 in Project Cyber Magic, and 634 words in Druinvir, which brings my total word count for the Read-a-Thon to be 2,002 words. Thanks for watching. Bye.